It's weird. There was two of me. I don't know where that one came from. Very strange. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Take your hat. Jacket off. Stay a little while. Let's have some fun. We'll see what the day brings. I'm looking at the screen here and seeing there's a little bit of a speed issue. Let me know if everything's okay on your end, as it seems okay on my end, except for that, but that just may be my Apple TV. Happy Trump Day, everybody. We did it. Indeed, we did. Hey, Douglas, how are you? I don't think Gra likes you following him around, but you do you. It's all good. Welcome to the afternoon. It's been an interesting day, hasn't it? I don't know what you guys are seeing out and about, but a little bit of glumness. People are quiet. People are really quiet. I found that strange. For some reason, it's I don't know if people are just being polite. Maybe not. I stopped over in one of my favorite of chats, said hi to them, and invited them here. Her little speech. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to see something from Kamala. She's been awful quiet. Like, she I thought she was supposed to do something at noon, and then I saw something at 6, and now I'm hearing 4. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I got the box on here, and didn't work. There it goes. Yeah, it took a second to pop up, but I got the box on. We'll see what kind of coverage we get, if she even has anything to say. Because there's a chance that she stays quiet. It's been a little too quiet. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see. Heard she concedes via phone call. Well, Boxer, isn't that sort of the normal, like Hillary did that? Every president running, opponent, they call each other first, don't they? Hey, it's been a wonderful race, and you're clearly the winner. I don't know how that goes. I don't know what that sounds like. I don't really care what that sounds like at this point, because it's going to be interesting to see how moving forward looks. Let me pull this up here. For some reason, my phone keeps disappearing from my computer, but there's been accounts, right, on X. The one that I see occasionally, one of the Democrat sort of supporters, Mueller, she wrote, is one of those accounts that I thought was kind of interesting, because they saw the same thing everybody else did and had to question it. And here, let me pull it up. The outrage is incredible. I got to weed through a lot here, because she left her supporting high and dry last night. Supporters, yeah. She got wrecked so bad, I heard FEMA sent her $750. That's not my joke, but I thought it was pretty damn funny. So apparently, Anarchy Princess was in Philly last night, driving around. It didn't work. It just didn't work. It didn't work for the last 4 years. Let's see. This is why they lose. Just in case anybody's wondering. This is one of those lunatic accounts from Democrats. This is why they lose. Right? You don't win people to your ideas acting a fool. Speaking of fools, this one here, he's apparently out wheat pasting. Skipped a lot. Apparently he's out redecorating Los Angeles. We'll see. He, at least that's what his description was. This is what people voted against, is the chaos and the weirdness of Democrats. Right? And I think that's what we're seeing today. People are taking a step back. I don't really want that. Just keep playing. Rethinking what's been going on. Chud Hub's making crab legs. Are those Maryland crab legs? Apparently, size 1. I don't know the sizes. Size 1 bushel of crabs is $150 at Potomac Seafood right now. Is that a good price? I don't like crabs that much. Seems like an expensive habit. It's the Dems' fault. They forgot how to boil a frog. Thank God. And they chose fools to run based purely on connections and not knowledge or skill. Seems like that hits the nail on the head. Hey, Steel City Gal, welcome. So it's been fun kind of watching, this was a video from yesterday. And when I went and, wrong button. When I went and voted, I noticed there was no Trump signs. Turns out today I don't really care. Yesterday I was like, where'd they all go? Apparently one of the poll watchers said, oh, they were stolen overnight. And you got people like this here. Listen to this one. Okay. Why do we not have sound? Playthrough. Oh, shoot. I know why. Please hold. It always switches to another device at the worst time.
Yeah, you can't.
Here we go.
Is there a problem here?
I'm sorry, excuse me?
Well, you're putting a sign right in front there.
I'm moving my signs because they were
Okay, well, you can't.
She's moving it. She was using that other one to prop it up, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
you can't put signs in front like that. Like you did over here. See?
She was using it
See,
to prop it
you
up.
just can't do that. Right. You might think you can do that, but you can't do that. Okay. And I'm in public, so I have the right to record you, obviously.
Oh, it's okay.
I know it's okay.
She's going to
I'm
justify
an elected official.
Oh, well, I don't care.
No,
But thank you.
okay. My name's Mary Ann Minek. I am the elected committee woman for the Democratic Party in Moon District 6.
Good for you. Thank you.
Okay.
Good for
Good for you. She got it. She nailed it. That was enough. That was enough. Here's Chad Scott. He's a 40-year-old white man husband, combat veteran, gun owner, university educated, father of 2 sons and 2 daughters. I voted for Trump in 2020, but he's voting for Harris now, and he wants to make sure you know that what he's got going on there. This was AP again. That's not gonna go. Bill Ackman. For those of you, I posted this on or I reposted on X, but Bill Ackman used to sort of be a staunch Democrat and he had the TDS, but he sought medical treatment help, and he cured it. And you can go see this on X and read it. It's long, it's complex, but it breaks it down really nicely. But I don't think Democrats are going to learn again from last night, because they didn't really learn from 2016 as to why Trump won. It was a red tsunami, right? So we get 2 years where it's going to be hard for them to block, right? Good ideas will have an opportunity to go somewhere. And who knows, maybe Democrats will actually learn that Trump is willing to work with them, because whatever's good for the people is good for him, right? And maybe people start to understand what that means. So there's been all these accounts collecting the breakdown of the meltdown of the Democrats. Let's watch some of these. I haven't watched any of these. This one's pretty good. De Niro. By the way, has anybody checked on Barbara Streisand? Is that the one that she had the milk in the... I can't even say it. She had decisions to make, let's just say that. And based on what happened last night, not a good decision for her. So I'm just curious if anybody's heard it. Last I heard, she did delete her account. Chink. Man. Has anybody seen our friends from the Troll Treehouse? Harris will be on time. If you're having to wait for, I don't know. Let's check and see what she's doing, because I still don't see anything. Kamala concedes. Harris to make remarks. Let's see if she gets any remarks. Yeah, they're still waiting on her. All right, I got it pulled up on the iPad. We'll take a look. What's going on, Carol? I'm exhausted, by the way. After staying up late last night and then getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to some of the best news I've had all week. I'm waiting a long time for it, but it was a good day. It was a really good day, but I'm exhausted. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys stayed up last night. I feel like it came in right about the same time as it did in 2016, waiting for some sort of decision. And again, I was not thinking that anything would come in last night. But then as the polls closed and I was following Associated Press along with a couple other conservative. I was watching Tim Pool did a live stream with Daily Wire. That was interesting. They did a good job. And then Charlie Kirk had his live stream going. They had some problems with their stream at one point, which was interesting because somebody said something they shouldn't say. And but it was interesting. It was interesting to kind of bounce around and see. I did not watch any mainstream media news last night. I really don't even have the ability to, other than what you might find on. We had CNN, India on for a little while, and they were actually pulling in the broadcast from the United States, but CNN India they broadcast in English. So Debbie was up until about 3 a.m. and the same night before. Good sleep incoming tonight. I bet I know I'm probably going to be in bed at 8 o'clock tonight so I can get maybe 7 hours of sleep. I could use a decent night rest. And I should sleep pretty well too. Why not? The future looks bright unless you're a Democrat who couldn't see the writing on the wall. I still haven't found this. I should just look it up. I'll just search for it. I was looking for the comment made by Mueller, she wrote. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's funny because the account's called Mueller, she wrote, but I don't know what the actual handle is. That's how, oh, there it is. See here. She's a supporter. She's a hardcore Harris Walls. Donate to Kamala Harris. Secure Act Blue, another one of those paid accounts. Let's see if it comes up here. Because the repost that I saw was talking about the 81 million votes in 2020. This account tweets a lot. President Obama encouraged us to be of service, and President Biden taught us that we must transform our pain into purpose. I intend to continue the work I set out to do. Okay. Maybe, can you do it for the American people? That would be my question. It does look bright. I don't get that. I don't understand the logic. I guess Democrats, I'm confused by this reporting, as Jack Smith's team had said in July that he planned on continuing to pursue these cases until Inauguration Day if Trump won. What changed? Yeah, apparently what changed was you can't go after a sitting president. So all the cases from Jack Smith are gone, according to Fox News today. So hopefully none of you are upset about that. They're all bullshit anyway. But she's confused. Trump did say that he would fire Jack Smith immediately upon getting into office. See, Mueller's asking the questions here. It's a tough one. I feel bad for people when they can't see past their own hate, right? I don't see the tweet. I don't know why. Maybe it was made up by somebody else. Maybe they deleted it. It's possible. Does anybody know if the archive, the internet archive came back? You know, it was hacked not too long ago. Last night, just before nightfall, I saw a beautiful rainbow. 5-star angel. I was in Pennsylvania yesterday, and we had this weird rain that came through, and it felt like there should be a rainbow someplace. I didn't find it, but that's funny that you say that. Very strange day yesterday. Very strange day. So here, let's watch some of these. Okay, there. Get back to that. Trying to get back to my bookmarks. Oh, wait. So this I had saved, and I thought was really interesting because This is from Anonymous. Check this out. Something doesn't add up. Now, Anonymous, these aren't dumb people, but even they made a post about it. 2020, Biden had 81 million votes. Trump had 74 million votes. In 2024, Harris got 66 million votes. Trump got 71 million votes. 15 million Democrats decided to sit this one out, ? No. 3 million MAGA decided to sit this one out? No. Now, they're trying to tie in the conservative votes, right? But the 15 million Democrat votes, well, they never existed in the first place. They weren't able to do it this year. And so what we saw was, we don't know what we saw because you can't tell one way or another. We don't have those kinds of elections that you can check and verify in either direction. So this is a legitimate question. People voted during COVID, but not in 2024. Yeah, I don't think so. It was too important, right? Should have been even more voters. Maybe lessons were learned from 2020. I would imagine that's what it would be. Somehow that was the change. And then also everyone was looking for it. That was the whole reason for J6. And now people are seeing it for themselves because of, let me see if I know I got it bookmarked. I'm sure you've seen the chart with all the votes. Here it is. This one. This chart, I'm sure you've seen it, where it shows the millions of votes. This is 2016, 20... I can't shift it around very easy. There it goes. So 85 million, 80, 75, right? 65 million, sort of the average over 2012, 2016, 2024 stays in line. But all of a sudden there was this peak up here in 2020. Something crazy happened. And that's what people are pointing out, right? It's fun. And it's making people question, even those Democrats questioning what's going on and what happened. This was an interesting tweet. Tell me if you had these names on your list. These are all the people who are leaving the country because of a Trump victory, as stated in their social media. False promises, I say. There's a whole list of them. There's Barbara Streisand. She's up there at number 6. I hope she's okay, honestly. Mark Ruffalo's leaving. If we never hear from De Niro again, I'd be okay with that. He can go off and hide someplace. Cher, Rob Reiner, and Bono all threatened awful things. This person here, Michelle, she's offering to help sell homes. This is nice of her. Apparently, she's a real estate agent. The comments have been pretty excellent. Good evening, G. Are you ready to apologize? You feel like apologizing? So we can move on in unity. Are you there yet? Have you sort of figured it out and realized, what Americans are all about and people, or do you need some examples? Oh, millions of what, Scott? I got to go back. I missed something good there. Yeah, Jack's gone. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with the other legal issues. I don't know, G, maybe, for the way you've treated people over the last few years, I feel like there's a certain amount of redemption that occurred last night, and that, who are you blaming for the loss? G. Abbott. Just curious. I'm curious. Old jokes from poker night. Yeah, Dory, it's... I'm not going to miss the cackle. I doubt she's going to disappear. But 47%. Yeah, she didn't win the popular vote. And yeah, that's the way the game's played, right? I would consider your comment as logical. If the margins were more loose, perhaps. Well, it's not really about how much the win or her loss was by. It's that you can't have... If all the things you've said over the years were true, Trump wouldn't have won, right? And so, the wedge that has been kind of pushed into the country by the Democrats and the lies and the nonsense get us to this point where we can't elect that first female president. Troll training camp. Were you not able to come in under your own? I don't think anybody's blocked. Film J6 2.0. I don't think. See, that's the thing, is like, you guys think that this is something real, right? Are you glad your team didn't cheat again? Is that sort of like kind of playing it back to you? Or is that, you didn't cheat this time? Maybe you did, but it didn't work, or it wasn't enough. Who knows? Honestly, I'm surprised it was as close as it was. I didn't really think she had the support. And I didn't think that many people thought that killing babies was enough. I acknowledge the win for Trump, but I won't apologize for it's not your beliefs. It's how you've treated people. It's the nastiness, right? You're not as bad as some, G, right? But it's going to take something to bring us back together again. And I don't know if the Democrats, the supporters of the Democrat Party, have the ability to say, hey, look, I'm sorry. Yes, we disagree on policies, but I was an a-hole. And, I'd like to try to figure out how to move past this. But I don't think Democrats can do that. You want us to forget, because now, you're potentially facing the criminal charges. Conservatives don't do what Democrats have done over the past few years, attacking people legally. Like most things in practice, G says. Wouldn't cheating in the election generally be easier this time around? I don't know. People learn from their mistakes, right? So when you know what to look for and you know where the vulnerabilities are in the system, you start to look there. If there's 15 different places where there's vulnerabilities, you look at all 15. You may find a few here in this one or another in that one. You're going to start to look. And when you know people are looking, you also tend to be a little more careful. Maybe not cheat as much. And maybe that's what we saw. Yeah. I don't know how you would know how many ballots you've cast to get a sort of normal average when you go back and look at the graph. You know, like how do you know when you're manufacturing votes that you've not gone over what your normal return is? Don't listen. Yeah. It's like shaking your head no and saying, please do the opposite. Right? And that's a long time ago, but you say they cheated in 2020, but they weren't able to pull it off now. Well, that's what it appears to be, G. Does it look like they were successful this year? It certainly doesn't to me. Troll training camp. Do you still think Hillary was robbed? Troll, no, we can't. Nothing you have done over the last 8 years is going to be left in the rearview mirror, as you say. We're way past that. You literally need to beg for forgiveness at this point. You need to apologize profusely. You need to show people that you've changed. You need to mean it, right? Yeah, those who have broken the law should be held accountable, right? No one's above the law, G, remember? I'm not saying you are, but it's time to start if we're going to, do this. Let's right. See, but the thing is, it turns out the people that you claim were election deniers probably were right based on what we just learned last night. So you sort of need to sort of understand that, I think, is the point I'm making. No, I'm looking at it right here. She has not. There's just a bunch of stuff going by and it's quiet. They're anxiously waiting. They are anxiously waiting for the vice president. No, not at all. This is, let me guess. Here, let me see if this strikes a nerve for you. Oh, damn, phone clicked off again. Let's see if this helps. Let me pull this up. Yeah, mean chats don't mean anything to me. Lies, that's a different story. That is a very, very different story. But let's go over to Troll Central and check out some of these great comments. And maybe this will help out. So this is from Troll Central's chat just a little earlier today. I'm trying to make this a little bigger so you can read it. Let me see if we can fix this. This one here. So this is in their chat. They're giving Robert Escobar a hard time. But can you read that? It's pretty bad. don't know why it... there we go. Let me fix this a little bit here. So you got Al Munson, Telescope. They're having a chit-chat. But I got a couple in here where... So Telescope says, what is the price of produce without illegal immigrants? We are going to find out. Does that sound racist to you? What about you, G? You got a lot to say. You got a lot to say about that. Does that sound racist to you? To think that that's the only people that make produce in this country? And can anybody say why the price of produce might actually go up? If that were the case? Anybody care to... What's up, AMC? Anybody care to, like, take a stab at this? See what... It's definitely ignorance on Telescope's part. Even though I know he's not an ignorant person. He says, you think grocery prices are high now, just wait. What would make the grocery prices go up? Telescope. Bob Cox. Their Master G is in here. Yeah, she's here. She showed up first. She showed up first. 5-minute warning to Kamala. Let's see here. Yeah, make it bigger. Let's see which comes out. They had 400,000 people on Fox News waiting for her. That sounds very weird, right? Gas prices made them go up. Seed prices, yes. Those are all variables to that increase in cost in vegetables and everything else. So Gigi says, it sounds ignorant. Sure. Most produce is imported in the U.S. That's correct. Most of the produce that we buy, because we shop at Walmart, that's kind of our options. But whether you go to one of the local grocers does have some, what they claim is local produce. I'm not sure that it is, but most everything comes out of Mexico or South America. I saw some that came out of, where did we buy from the other day? It was well traveled, right? Yeah, Telescope's just ignorant about this and a little racist, thinking that that's the only people who, because quite honestly, I'm actually really, I want to work on a farm. I am fascinated these days with farming and whatnot. But you know what? Farmers want cheap labor. They don't want to pay proper wages for work, right? And so that is one of the problems. And when you have to import labor, I hate when that happens. When you import labor, you're going to get an off. So this is one of the things about working with the iPhone on the, and then there's this one. Come on, you can do it. So this one baffled me because I've heard Telescope say this before, and I guess he's mocking Robert. Kamala is on. Oh yeah, great. Here we go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
She might be drinking.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You guys can hear this okay?
So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back. So let me say, my heart is full today. My heart is full today. full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up,
Something's
and
off
as
here.
long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you. I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran, and the way we ran it, and the way we ran it. Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background.
She's not serious when she says
United
that.
by love of country, with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him
She really threw that away, didn't she?
that we will help him and his
talked to
team
him.
with
Yeah,
their
yeah.
transition. And that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. A fundamental principle of American democracy is
Wouldn't
that
that
when
be
we lose
rich?
an election, we accept the results.
That's what she thought Trump was going to do.
That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States.
She might get rid of him and spend the final days
And loyalty
doing it
to our
herself and just
conscience
wreaking havoc.
and to our
What
God.
are the possibilities of
My
that?
allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election,
You know, it'd be really fun. Pause that for just a second. What would be really fun would be Joe Biden going, you know what? We might have had some improprieties in the 2020 election. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on. I'm going to hand over the keys to Donald Trump now. Give him a few months head start. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be nuts? Sorry, Donald. I feel bad about what happened, and you know what? You finish out my term for me and get a good start on things. You know, we owe you that much. That would be great, wouldn't it?
that fueled this campaign.
That would be something.
The fight for freedom, for opportunity,
Possibility.
for
She could.
fairness,
Joe's really
and
off
the
his rocker.
dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation. The ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up.
Wouldn't it though? Maybe Democrats will rush the Capitol and stop the certification by a couple hours. Wouldn't that just be something?
Where the women of
And we can have like
America have
this
the freedom to make decisions about their
circular
own body
attack that goes on.
their government telling them what to do.
It is.
We
it's
will
like
never give up.
It's like a sitcom audience applauding in the background. But I'll tell you though, sitcom audience is a real audience. But you can buy laugh tracks too, so there's that possibility. We don't know where she's at, but we did see people in the beginning of this. In the wide shot, there were some seats up front.
The fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence. And in America, we will never give up. The fight for our democracy.
It sure seems that way, right?
For the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea.
No weird anomalies, no spikes in the middle of the night, right?
No matter who we are,
Hundreds of
or
thousands of
where we
votes
start
and a
out,
big spike, and
has
we've all seen
certain
the graph, right?
fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld.
Yeah,
And we will
Linda
continue
Lou,
to
I
wage
will
this
admit,
fight
I invited them. I went in earlier this afternoon and said
in the
2
public
o'clock.
square.
The unicorn was
And we will also
doing a Zoom
wage
meeting,
it in quieter ways.
I screwed it up.
In how we live
So I
our
had to
lives.
wait to start my
By
live stream.
treating one another with kindness and respect. By looking in the face of a stranger.
But remember, she means never give up in the sense that, there's elections every 4 years, right? They'll come back in 4 years and they'll try to win another election if the Democrat Party still exists. I think as the truth comes out and people start to see, you're going to have more who go, no. Well, gee, I don't know what your alt account is that you use in Troll Treehouse, if you're even there, but Charlie Cheswick and my little buddy, what's his name? Al Munson, they were in there. And I went in and said, hey, I was actually quite polite, kind. Said, hey, I'm going to be doing a live stream later if you guys want to join me and talk about last night. So I invited them. And Telly might have been in there too. But yeah. It's not always about you, G. Yeah, I know. I was working too. I was doing my thing. It's right at the end of my lunch and, but it ain't always about you. Drop the narcissism.
Being a neighbor. By always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work.
Cam was there too. Charlie wanted to make sure I was wearing a plaid shirt for him. He's really...
Hard work is good
himself
work.
when I wear a plaid shirt.
Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it.
Yes, G, there's more than
To
just
the
you.
young people who are watching,
I know it's difficult for you.
it is...
We love you too, Kamala. We love you too.
To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel
All
sad.
right, we got that. We'll acknowledge that you came without invitation, as you apparently do, to show up, and
when we fight,
you're
we
more than
win.
welcome to.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Everyone is.
Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up.
I'm curious when she's thinking she might be winning.
Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place You have power. You have
great.
power.
Fight,
And
fight,
don't
fight.
you
Keep up the
ever
divide.
listen.
Yeah.
When anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world.
Yeah. Calling everybody
And so
Nazi,
that everyone who's
Hitler,
watching,
you know, all the great
not
names.
This is
That's
not a
lifting
time
people
to throw
up.
up our hands.
That's elevating people.
This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged.
And learn from Scott
for
Pressler.
the sake of
I think he
freedom
taught him some things
and
in Pennsylvania.
justice. And the future that we all know.
And how about those Amish?
Together.
Let's give it up for the Amish in the back.
They're
not watching.
I started out as a prosecutor and throughout my career.
But
I
man,
saw people at some of the worst times
they
in
showed
their
the hell up.
lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain. And yet found within themselves the
She's gonna take a
strength
well-deserved
and
break.
the courage
Go off and make
and
some
the
money and
resolve
write books.
to
Have somebody
take
write
the
books that
stand,
she get paid for.
to
And,
take a stand,
you know.
to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage, and historian once called a law of history. True of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. I know many people feel like we are entering
we're seeing
dark
the stars.
But for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant billion of stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service. HU. And may that work guide us.
What did she just say?
HU.
What?
HU.
Wait. Somebody help me. What is she saying there? Am I seriously, like, am I not hearing something?
HU. And may that work guide us,
Achoo.
even in the face of setbacks,
She's absolutely baked.
toward the extraordinary
She may be.
promise
I don't.
of the United States of America.
That's what I thought she was saying.
May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you all.
All right. So, G. Abbott, as our resident sort of speaker of all things progressive, can you help me with this? So the question I'd love to have you answer, honestly, I'm truly like curious about this. I know, thumbs down, man. I love it. She's drunk. Yeah, it's. I believe she said a true. Okay, well, that aside, in still the context, I might have to go back a little bit and see what a true. I don't know. Let's see here. Just see if that makes more sense.
It is. Let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant billion of stars. The light.
So, G, help me just know if I'm reading this correctly. Is she saying that we are going into the darkness with Donald Trump, and that some may sort of see it as hell, but the silver lining is that we'll be able to see more stars, and that's the silver lining within the dark shadow cloud that is Trump? Is that what she's saying? You can hear the relief in her voice. She's probably like, oh, you don't think I've been waiting to get to this day for 2 years now, because it's just been insufferable with fucking people, right? So, I think it's easy to assume that everyone is glad this is finally over. We know one way or another it's done, right? And it seems as though there's not going to be any contesting. Doesn't Trump use one, Troy? Yeah. And CG, that's the thing. Like, Trump goes off the teleprompter most of the time. It just rolls off his tongue. She has to read it off the teleprompter, right? Which isn't bad. A lot of people use it at teleprompter. You know. But the teleprompter is sort of there as a backup, especially with things like this, no? And I don't want to be critical of her, but like, if you know your speech, you don't really need the teleprompter. But, they're making this speech because this is her, conciliatory speech, and she's doing what she's got to do because she's conceding. So we will never learn. The left doesn't answer questions. They just ask. Page 1 of TGE, the Marxist. Girl, you kind of spelled that wrong. You got to work on your spelling there a little bit, buddy. But I know what you mean. The Marxist Handbook. Yes. No, I know. And I appreciate you pointing that out for everybody to see. I can hear her coming back in 2028 to run against JD. I hope he does a good job. I hope he stays, solid. All those damn flyers. Yeah, she conceded. I think. Maybe the fight is more like present time than I took it for her saying, thinking that, I think when she speaks, she speaks in the terms of Democrats, not necessarily herself, but she's young enough that 4 years she could. But again, unless they install her, she proved to be able to not get any votes. Her own team didn't like her. And then she tried to blame the misogynistic voters, forgetting that it's the Democrats that were voting for her in a primary. So it wasn't even the Republicans that were voting against her or not voting for her. It was just Democrats. So I didn't understand that either. Like, she wasn't popular. She wasn't likable. And they sort of just now figured that out. Like, they lied to us about Joe and his cognitive decline and his ability to perform and do the job. Like, it was clear that he wasn't, and everybody saw it but them. And so they don't make good choices, and people saw that. If she was worth voting for, she probably would have won. Gee, you don't get to ask questions until you answer mine. How about that? That's a new rule for me. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, G. You ask one to me, to the chat, whatever, but then you got to answer one. So I think you owe us at least a couple of answers. All right, let's see here. I got some more fun stuff. Let's get back to Telescope and this discussion. We were so rudely interrupted by the vice president. It's tough. So, Telescope's comment in the chat, and he's making fun of Robert, calling him Bobby Dorr, because he doesn't like Jimmy Dore, obviously, who is a Democrat turned reasonably thought person who figured it out early on. But he says, how fragile our rights are. I have trans family members and friends that are truly afraid of being sent to the gulags for existing. Somebody help Telescope to understand that there is nobody like sending you anywhere. Like, why have you not resisted the temptation to believe this? Are you trying to create a narrative that you know doesn't exist, and you're just like, the thing is, you're trying to fool your own people in your own chat, your echo chamber. So you don't need to fool them. So what is it that you're trying to do? Because nothing in that statement, other than you have friends who are trans and family members who are trans, the rest of it is nonsense. You don't like Jimmy Dore because he speaks sensible things, and he's a reasonable person who's seen through the nonsense. And you believe that there's gulags that are going to house weird people. That's just not true. You go be weird all you want. Go wear your one-piece women's bathing suit at the pool all you want. Nobody cares. Nobody is going to stop you, because that's the freedom we have in this country. Telescope. Nobody's putting you anywhere. Now, if you do that to a child, you may go someplace. But that's because you did something to a child, not because you did something to yourself. You see the difference? Do the rest of you see the difference? That was one of those things where I do think he does, because, you know, I've had interesting conversations with Telescope back when I first, you know, had him sort of. I think he was somewhat honest. But then again, this is where I get in trouble, and the unicorn's like, no, you got to stop, because you give people too much credit. And the entire Democratic administration was a joke. Yes, it was. And the only people that got locked up were, well, there was the one guy who was stealing clothes from TSA. I think he might have gotten jail time. I don't think he went to jail, though, but he got caught. And he throws them all away too. Or recycles. I'm sure he recycles. But you know what? Let me I can never find my way back there easily enough. I know I cleared out the band. I know he only got timed out, so he's available to speak if he chooses. Oh, you know what? Here, this is what I meant to put up. Now, keep in mind, if you use this link, I haven't tried this before. I'm not actually live streaming in StreamYards. So basically, what you're going to end up doing is you're going into StreamYards, and you end up in the back chat, and then I'll bring you up into the other software. Basically, I'm skipping StreamYards because I really don't like it. But I'm using StreamYards to pull you in. So it may take a second. We may have to play with the sound to get you in, but it's a little test. So if Telescope wants to come in and have a chat, or any of you, I don't care. Anybody who wants to come in, except for, well, yeah, you can come in and say hi. It doesn't matter, whoever it is. But here, let me, because I offered to allow that to happen. So guests can stream from their own destinations. And we don't need that on. So can I? No, I got to do that from here. See, there's still certain things you cannot do within this software, which is I can't control everything in the chat. So I actually have to open up a whole nother window and do stuff with the chat. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Come on, there it is. Okay. It wasn't showing it originally. Now I can pull this chat up. Okay. Pin that. Okay. There we go. That's pinned. Somebody wants to try it. We'll see how it works. If not, it's fine too. I'm curious, troll. What kind of camp do you have? And like, are they how are your classes set up? Do you teach trolling in different genres? Like, do you troll differently in live streams than you do in just a video chat? Have you really figured out how to make money, or are these free classes? Oh, AMC. AMC, we have to offer up the opportunity for Unity, right? But Unity comes at a cost. They've proven that it's going to take one hell of an apology to people, right? And you gotta feel it. You gotta like make me believe it, and we'll see. For trolls have a height requirement. No, there's no height requirement. We don't. Gra. Everybody's an individual. We do not have G, because you've proven it time and time and time again. You've proven how evil and vile and just nasty you can be. You have an entire channel designed to do exactly that, right? And so now that, like, you just lost an election, you never thought Trump could make it back. You cheered on every criminal proceeding, every legal means that you could go after him. You tried all of these things. You called us all the names you did. It's like, and now it's like, what did we do? We didn't do that. Come on. See, that's the narcissism. So yes, I'm telling you, you are evil, you're nasty, you're all of those things. You're not SNLG. You want to think you are, but you're not. Look, here's SNL. Let me show you some SNL. This is some funny shit. Let's pull this one up. We'll watch this. This is good. We'll pull this up. This will be fun to watch. My iPhone keeps disconnecting, and I went in there to see if I could keep it from doing that. It does not like it doesn't like when I don't use it for a while. It always comes back. Get back to X. I wonder if I should pull it up on that. Now we're gonna keep it small here. It's weird operating the iPhone on your computer because it doesn't quite work the way the phone does. And it won't mirror the same way. I can't pick up the phone and have it do that, which I kind of wish it would, but the whole point is to not have. This is pretty great. great music. There's a bunch of these videos going around that are really great. Please hold, let me find it. Here it is, SNL.
Yeah, it might be a historic night, but just don't forget it's a big country.
This was from 2016.
My friend at the Huffington Post says she wins by 5 points.
Oh, I don't know. My friend at Slate says she'll win by 3. Oh, well, she'll definitely win the Electoral College, for sure. But I guess there's like a nightmare scenario where he wins the popular vote.
Really? That's your nightmare scenario, huh?
Because of shifting demographics, there might never be another Republican president in this country.
Word. You ever been around this country before?
And we project Kentucky will go to Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, of course he won Kentucky. I mean, that's where all the racists are.
All of them are in Kentucky?
Oh, she got Vermont.
It's anything. It's anything but G.
3 electoral votes.
This argument that you have, G. Abbott, is bullshit. You've tried it over and over again. I love that you're trying to dig yourself out of this hole. Well, again, what you consider hateful, right? It's on the term we use around here, which is kind of funny, is my sense of urgency is not everyone else's sense of urgency. Your sense of hateful is not everybody else's sense of hateful. Some things are just factually true. Doesn't make them hateful. It just means that you're talking about it. The problem is like you don't like when people talk about certain things. You refuse to talk honestly about certain things, right? And so that's a problem. That creates division, right? And that's what I have found personally with you constantly. When he hates on me and then kisses my ass under the real account, LOL, love it. Okay, great. There's witty banter. There's variations, right? But the simple fact is, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you walk around calling everybody Nazis, racists, all this nasty shit, right? That's the point. It's been ongoing for 8 years. So I figure there must be a reason why you come around here, right? Because if I was that awful, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. It's just like, well, I don't hang out in what's her name's chat. Supporting your party rather than trolling ours and running back to your clown posse and running with your ridiculous stories. That is funny. That is spot on. 8 years you've been. Yes, I'm sure G. Abbott has been doing this for 8 years, right? And I'm sure Troll Training Camp, you understand what 8 years means. Ever since 2016, when all of this started, there was this great division. And you go, I blame Trump. Well, Trump was the symptom because of attacks, and you weren't going to let the man give it a shot, right? And then you weren't truthful about the attacks. You lied about everything, right? And you repeated the lies. You pushed the lies. You made my neighbor across the street believe the lies. He thinks everything he sees on fucking TikTok is true, right? And so that's how we get to where we're at now. As people start to wake up and realize and can sort of, in a way, they've learned from all the nonsense and the bullshit going on. You get it? That's all. I know you did, G, but I'm sure you've been a Trump hater for a long time. I do not doubt that whatsoever. I haven't been streaming that long. I've only been streaming since COVID, right? So it doesn't change what I've seen and how it started and what the past has brought to the present and where we're at. There is a reason why we've gotten to this place where we're at and so divided. She was saying Howard University. That's a stretch from. That's a big stretch from. Hey, HU, Howard University, HU. Okay, I buy that. Why? Like, why was she randomly screaming HU? Was that where she was at? I don't know. It seems weird, but you're gonna hear what the context is sometimes. Who knows? Maybe before this is all over, all the Trump supporters will get like Democrat derangement, DDS, right? No, I haven't seen Carl's video. Where would I possibly see Carl's video from? She's saying HU. Okay. I hear HU now. I don't know why. A shout out to her university. Howard University. Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. It clears things up. It definitely clears things up. I can sleep better tonight knowing what she was saying. Hey Cindy, how are you? Okay. I've heard you say that, G. I've heard you say that. I know you didn't learn the hate from them. Okay, I got it. You're blowing it. Okay. That's good. All right. Oh, is Truth or Cop here? Where's Truth or Cop? What is... Oh, Troll Central. Trump represents the resentment of all people that don't like... No, he doesn't. That's where you're wrong, Troll Central. He absolutely does not. How do you... Like, that is literally the whole point of what we were saying with Telescope here. Oh, come on. Just pull up. See, I got to quit doing this. I just dump everything onto my computer. I like using the phone with the thing. Here it's back. It's the whole point that I was making with this, Troll Central, is that it's not. Nobody gives a shit if you're fucking gay. It's 2024. Nobody's using that as a slur. Nobody's like, it's not an insult, right? Even though you call conservatives gay, like it's supposed to mean something. You don't make any sense. And your claim is fictitious. You have made this up. Your Democrat Party has made this up. Right? And marijuana woke culture? Yeah, marijuana is not good for you. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Don't do fucking drugs. It's amazing that Florida voted not to legalize marijuana. Because guess what? It fucks up your community. It fucks up everything about it. It's false legalization. It's a government overreach. Just go hide your shit. Do whatever. If that's what you got to do, if you feel that necessary, it's not good. High society is a weak society. For some people, it's medicinal. And maybe that's what it'll be. I don't know. But guess what? The voters decided. And the voters decided they didn't want it. And that's how it should work, right? Yeah. I don't know what it is you want, but Troll Central, eventually, maybe you'll be honest about it. Defensive control syndrome. MAGA can't stop defending. Yes, because all you do is lie about what he wants for this country, the people he's trying to help in this country, which is everyone, right? You've managed to convince an entire party of people that are now threatening their own lives because they can't handle the fact that he won over the lies that you've convinced them. Yeah, that's Trump derangement syndrome. Absolutely TDS. And it's hateful. It's hurtful. And the 60% rule is for constitutional amendments. If they would just proposition, it would have been passed. Well, but see, that's the way the game is set up. That's the way their Constitution is set up. Guess what? Here in Maryland, you can kill babies now. They're going to change the Maryland Constitution because the people here voted to. They want to kill babies. So they're going to kill babies in Maryland. That's how it works. Right? Okay. They put it to a vote. The people answered. Let's hope it was legit. But that's what they're going to do. So guess what? Maybe I'll move to Florida. I don't like the heat down in Florida. It's too fucking hot. It's hot enough up here. It's hot right now. I wore this plaid shirt for Charlie and he didn't even show up. Did he? I don't remember. Hey, no, I don't think he showed up. Yeah, I don't think he showed up. I'm about to take it off. It's too damn hot. My diva light over here is getting a little hot. Yeah, I don't know. Weak stone minds are easier to manipulate. Look at Telescope. I don't even know that that's Telescope's problem, but I know he does smoke a lot. I don't smoke weed regularly. I have smoked weed. I rarely do. I could tell you when the last time it was. It was a long time ago. And I had it in a brownie. In fact, the two of us had a brownie. 82 today. I'm ready for some cold. Yeah, it was 82. So my point being, Troll Central, the one and only Troll Central account, not UG, is that, just be honest. Stop lying. That's what I ask before I can forgive you. Because I'm not going to forgive you. Because that's for me what it's going to take is Democrats to acknowledge the lies and the narrative that they've pushed, take it back, apologize, and then we'll move forward in unity. And, if we all have, yeah, we know our friend the baker. So yeah, and there's a chance that, because this is my house, you may not be welcome all the time. Sometimes you're welcome. All use of marijuana is medicinal. Well, if you want to say that, great. You want to be high and stoned all the time? Great. Guess what? Not everybody wants to be around the high stoned person. And the simple fact is you can't even not do it while you're driving. I drive around and I smell it. It's coming out of that car. And then I see the woman driving the car and she got a big fat blunt. She's driving home and she got her blunt going and she got her music. She's not fucking paying attention. She's going to kill somebody. She's going to keep a decent person from making it home to their family and the people that love her. People drink and drive all the time. I get it. And it's awful. It shouldn't happen. And it's just when you see the accidents that come from it, and it's ugly. I know you never said make it mandatory. But you know what? The problem is, Troll Central, California, for instance, made it legal. It created a whole subculture, an illegal underground world, because they can't manage, they can't control it. They don't know what to do, right? So you've got these criminal enterprises, which are harming people. The best example, I don't know if you remember, Troll, there was a woman in the chat back during the TPC, and she reached out to me because I was from California at the time. She lived out in the desert where water is scarce, right? In her community, they have so much access to water per month, per year, whatever it is. And they found that these illegal grow houses out in the desert run by cartels were stealing the water that the community has to live off of, the people who are out there. And they couldn't stop it. Well, they went to the sheriff. They did what they could. In the end, at some point, and I don't know if this was related to that, but there was an incident out in the desert. Maybe that was a year ago. I don't know if I could find it. And several people were murdered, set a fire in the car, and it was a gang murder. And they ended up arresting 2 people. The people that they murdered, the family, one of the kids was able to call 911 and gave the sheriffs, this is all based on what the sheriffs broke down, is they were able to get enough information that they knew who these people were. And it turns out they were part of this illegal marijuana grow out in the middle of the desert, and the gangs and whatnot. And it was awful what they did to these people. It was absolutely brutal. And my gut was right, which was weird because sometimes I get things right, but it had all the bits and pieces of what this woman was telling me about what was going on with the stealing of the water and what they were doing to the neighborhood. So, it's not just legalized marijuana. It's a whole lot more than that. So grow your plants, have your little pot garden, and have fun. No, that was in the desert of California. I don't want to say too specifically where it was, but yeah, it's been going on for a while. She was sending me all kinds of stuff about this cartel. Is this a Trump weave story? What do you mean a Trump weave story? Can you speak in English for me, Troll Central? I'm not cool. I don't know the lingo. I don't have that street thing you got going on. Just speak like an adult. Seriously. Make your point. Surely. Yeah. I didn't see what the final numbers were coming out of California, but I have this let's just take a look here. Because I'm curious. What was the good one? I guess AP had a pretty good map. The other one had some weird. Trump said that's what it's called. What's called? Trump's weave stories? The weaves? No. I have not heard anything like that. Tell me what to search, and I'll do a little learning for you. California. It does show blue all the way across, but let's see if we can do this way. I just want a good solid map of California. Yeah, see, it's not solid blue. Here's the California map, the way it looks. Uncounted votes. Ballots counted, show county leader. But you see these little, but then you get out here in the desert. Kern County definitely voted for Trump. Let's see what the numbers were. 3.9 million. That's, 1,000,007 difference. I don't know what it was the year before. I don't know if they have a way to look past results. But what do you think? 3.9 million votes for Trump was probably more than last time. Trump needs to beat Harris by 20 points in the ballots left. Okay. Oh, here. 2020 LA County High Republican elections. Regions, counties, California races. I heard Adam Schiff won. You guys love Adam Schiff, don't you? Wizzy, did you listen to Trump or what? I listen to Trump a lot. I hear a lot of the speeches. I also listen to her speeches. Right? Hers were easier because they only lasted about 15 minutes. He went on for hours. That's like dedication. Uh-oh. We got somebody coming in. Who's coming in? Oh, if you came into the StreamYard, try it again. I did not see you. I had the screen covered up, so. But give it another shot if you want. I'll be watching, paying attention. I think I heard you leave. I didn't hear you come in, which was weird. Whoever that was. Yeah. Trump weave, right? Is that what you're saying to search? Because I'm curious. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that a reference? Inside the weave, how Donald Trump's rhetoric has grown darker and... See, this is just nonsense. This is just made up here. Let's pull up the Associated Press. The weave, they're calling it. There it is. What is this weave thing? No scene has dominated U.S. politics since 2015, quite like Donald Trump on stage, waxing on for an hour plus. And so are they making fun of him for, like, people are involved in listening and hearing, but like that's just seems disingenuous. Guess what? You read the crowd. He's an entertainer. He can go on for an hour and you don't get bored, right? So like Donald Trump on stage, waxing on for an hour. So is that where you're getting the waxing? Chorus of red, Make America Great Again hats. Here's the weave. Let's see. Stream of consciousness routine. The interrupting one of his thoughts with the next is not a polemic. Okay, that's a weird. The former president. I have no what Cicerno. Is that how you say that? I have no idea what that word is. Let's see if we can look that up. Look up. Let's see. I guess it's gonna do that one because there's no dictionary anymore. Continue. Okay. Cicero. Oh, I see. Roman statesman, lawyer, scholar, philosopher, writer, and academic skeptic who tried to uphold Principles during the political crisis. Okay. So he's referencing Cicero or Lincoln would recognize. So can you tell me, sir, check the back chat. Okay. Well, there's no back check. I can see it. You're not there. Am I missing something here? No, you're not there. No, because you'd pop up right there next to me. Let's see. Let's see. Can you see it? Yeah. See it here? I've got it up right here. There's no back chat. There's nobody there. There's me. And there's nobody. Try it again, G, if you're coming up here. Private chat. Oh, you dropped a link. Let's see what this is.
Some people would say that Donald Trump's biggest challenge at the debate tomorrow is that he can't open his mouth without rambling incoherently. But if you ask Trump about this, he says, no, I ramble very coherently.
And I look forward to the debate with her. You know, I do the weave. You know what the weave is? I'll talk about like 9 different things and they all come back brilliantly together. And it's like, and friends of mine that are like English professors, they say, it's the most brilliant thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yes.
So how do you hate on that? That seems fairly intelligent to me. Can you talk about 9 things and come back to them? All right. It's funny. So G. Abbott pops into the back to drop in something. Let's see what this one is. We're playing it in a weird way because apparently this is how I'm doing the show now in the back chat.
Some people would say that Donald Trump's biggest challenge.
So you sent it. That's the same one, G. You came in and dropped the same thing off. No, apparently.
Some people would say that Donald Trump's biggest challenge at the debate tomorrow is that he can't open his...
I thought you came in and dropped something new off. You came in and you literally dropped the same exact thing off. Okay. It's having troubles. All right. So let's finish watching this. Because this guy, he's looking, this is you, G. You're like finding something like, understand what he says and go, okay, he calls it the weave. Great. Why is that something that needs to be heckled, given a hard time? Is it because you can't do it? I can't do it. I stray off, yes, myself. And then sometimes I get back on track, but most of the time I don't, which doesn't make me brilliant. So.
The weave. I thought your brain was broken, but now that you did those hand motion things, I see it's a tactic. I mean, all your English professor friends are impressed. Which professor is that? Is that Professor Hogan or Dr. Rock? I mean, forget English professors. Trump's friends are barely English speakers.
Because that's all Trump has for friends, right? Like you pick out the 2 guys. By the way, if you haven't seen
barely English,
if you haven't seen the interview with Tucker Carlson and Kid Rock, it's funny. It's funny. Kid Rock telling the story about going to the White House with and meeting Trump, and the Monica Lewinsky bathroom is a damn funny story. But so, gee, what was the point of that? So now I understand the weave, right? It's not a thing. It's not a big deal. Whatever. You picked up on it. You're making it a deal. Eddie Block, what's going on? How are you, bud? So I'm trying to understand that, just because I find it funny, like the things you guys want to focus on. You don't focus on what he says. You focus on a word, and then it just stop. Why do you want to create division like that? We get you don't like him. We get it. But show that you're a decent person and then make fun of him. right? For doing stupid shit. Because it's easy to make fun of Trump for doing stupid shit. He does stupid shit. Right? But see, it's just, it's not even, most of the time it's very untruthful. So, yeah, she has the right to be. Absolutely. But don't come crying and saying, oh, well, now that Trump won, we, take it easy on us. Like, they believe they're going to get locked up, which is just absurd. It's, once again, not going to happen. But okay. They believe their own lies at this point, and what they've... he intersperses stories in his speech. He always comes back around the topic. Exactly. That's kind of what makes him interesting. I don't know. He's different. He's unique. What's wrong with that? I know he did. I know he did. And I don't understand why. Like, what's the point? Troll Central. What was the point of that? All right. Well, that's fun. Anyway. Okay. I'm going to go make some dinner. I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock tonight. It's going to be great. I'm going to get some rest. I'm excited for what's to come. And I may work on my weave. If you have a conversation with yourself, but you don't answer, and you weave, are you smarter? On that, Wizzy out. See everybody. Thanks.